Hi, my name is Brian. I'm a licensed massage therapist here at Rossa Spa, and I'm here to introduce a new multi-part video series on self-care techniques that you can use to benefit you at home. We'll be talking about a different region of the body in every video and covering some self-massage and stretching techniques to help promote increased mobility and an overall reduction in pain in those particular areas. So first I'd like to start off by talking about some of the different implements we'll be using throughout the video series. The one that you'll see me use most often is the lacrosse ball, and that's just because of its versatility. It's relatively small, so you can access most every area of the body with it. It's got good density to it, so you can get a good amount of pressure throughout any area that you're working on. And because it's just a simple ball, it's highly maneuverable, and you can get these at pretty much any sporting goods store. You can get them online, and we offer them here at Ross as well. So the next one, the one that's somewhat similar to the lacrosse ball, is the softball. You get a lot of the same benefits of the lacrosse ball with the softball, but it's a little bit bigger. So if you are trying to work in an area where you're trying to get a little bit more of a broad pressure, the softball is a really good option. The next one, kind of funky looking, is the double lacrosse ball. This is a little bit more of a specialized tool. This is really useful when you're trying to access the muscles on either side of the spine. You also get a lot of benefits of just the regular lacrosse ball. It's just not as maneuverable because you have this extra side to it. The next one is the classic foam roller. Whereas the lacrosse ball is a very specific tool, this is a very general tool. This is great for getting into larger regions of the body. You'll see me use this extensively in our video on the upper leg. And this is the full-size foam roller, but they do come in half and quarter sizes if you're looking for something that can store a little bit easier. They also come in different levels of density. So this is a good medium density foam roller, but they come a little bit softer or a little bit stiffer than this. So you have options depending on what your body needs. The next one is the Theracane. This is just a simple cane with some different knobs on here that you can use to apply pressure throughout different areas of the body. It's great for getting into the upper back and traps. And there are multiple different shapes that you'll see on the market. There are some that are more of an S shape, and there are some that instead of these rounded knobs, they have more of a point to them. So give it a shot, try out some different designs and see what's best for your body. You can also use this in a way that you might use a rolling pin. So you can lay your leg out like this and kind of use it on an area like that as well. And the last implement I'll be discussing right now is the resistance band. Now this is more the tubular style of resistance band, but if you have one that is more of a flat style in the closed loop, that's fine as well. You might just have to set up a little bit differently to get the stretch. Now we won't be covering any muscle building techniques with these resistance bands. This is going to be for stretching and for traction and distraction. So this is a way that it can provide a little bit of resistance against a stretch that you're doing and allow you to get a little bit deeper into the stretch, maybe for some more advanced techniques. Now, there may be some times when some different positions or techniques might be better or worse for you, depending on what area of the body you're working on or different situations that you might encounter. And I'll be covering those in later videos. But the general idea is this. You'll want to put the ball or implement that you're using in the area you want to work on, and you'll apply pressure through it, and then you'll roll it back and forth across the area trying to find a spot that feels kind of tender. You'll hang out there for 30 to 60 seconds. You can oscillate back and forth across the point if that feels productive for you. And you can also incorporate some range of motion. That moves the soft tissue around underneath and just gives you a little bit of a different kind of mobility action throughout that. Then you release with the option of doing some light stretching and range of motion before moving on to the next point that you're going to be working on. Now, I really want to emphasize that it's important to listen to your body when it comes to the amount of pressure that you're using when using these implements. You're better off starting with a little bit less pressure and moving into more pressure if need be. It should feel tender, but you should never feel like you're in outright pain. When you're in outright pain, that's your body telling you that you're in danger and you're moving into a zone where it's counterproductive rather than productive. So definitely pay attention to how you're feeling, and if you ever feel like something's a little bit off, just release the pressure, adjust your body position a little bit, and try to sink back in. Otherwise, you might end up feeling worse the next day rather than feeling better. You also may choose to use ice or heat in your session. My general recommendation for that is to use heat before your session to warm up the tissue and increase circulation, and then use ice after the session to calm down any inflammation that's in the area and help further reduce pain you're feeling. But again, you want to listen to your body. I've had injuries in the past that don't like ice. I've had injuries in the past that don't like heat. So listen to what your body's telling you, and if you need to adjust anything from there, please do so. So without further ado, thanks for joining us today. Please come again next week. We'll be talking about techniques for the foot and lower leg. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to Rasa Spa's YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next week.